Yeah, so I'll need a spot down, on the end of the down there. So let them know. Yeah, normally I'm always at the very end, but just make sure I got a spot there. That'd be perfect. Right now, believe it or not, my phone's just I just got to. And once again, good morning. I'm Brian Winnekins from the Pierce County Fair, as we are just moments away from today's Pierce County Fair Beef Show. And thank you to our sponsors, including Alcivia Co-op, a leading member-owned agriculture fuel cooperative serving Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois. Visit alcivia.com. SFB Security Financial Bank, and where electronic banking is easy, visit sfbank.com. Also, Prime Realty of Durand. Visit their website at primerealitymidwest.com. Prime Realty, they are the area's #1 home seller. We'll be getting things underway here shortly, so stick around as the Beef Show getting ready to start here in just a couple minutes. Again, we'll get our Beef Show here underway in just a couple minutes. Those of you watching on our Facebook page at WRDN 1430 AM stereo on 107.3 FM, let us know in the comment section where you're watching us from. Always interested to see where everyone's watching us from this morning. I did get a request, by the way, and we're going to try and do that here next year as well. I had some folks asking if we could do the sheep show next year. We're going to try to work that out as well. We'll have the livestock auction as well later tonight. Coverage beginning at about 6:30 with the auction. And then the dairy show tomorrow. On a beautiful day here at the Pierce County Fair. Those of you in western Wisconsin, though, keep in mind there is a severe weather threat for the area later today. 5 to 8 is when they're kind of saying when things could happen. Of course, right during the auction, right? But we'll keep an eye on that as well. Step meteorologist Corey Hartman has told me he will keep an eye on the weather for us, keep us up to date throughout the afternoon and evening as well. But there is a severe weather threat for western Wisconsin today. As just waiting for our first class here, and then we'll get things underway from the Pierce County Fair here in Ellsworth, as it's the Beef Show today. We'll be starting off with beef feeder calves. This is where we will start off. Also, we'll be doing a little beef trivia as well coming up this morning.
Good morning.
All right, we'll get our first class here. Should be ready to go as we get the beef show underway. Here from the Pierce County Fair, and I'm Brian Winnekins from WRDN Radio, and thank you for joining us this morning on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN Facebook page, and also our website as well. It'll be a fun morning here at the fair. Later on tonight, we'll have our livestock auction as well, with coverage beginning at about 6:30 this evening. Well, for those of you who are wondering about beef, this is from the National Ag in the Classroom. Okay, what season are calves usually born? Of course, that's late winter and early spring. How old is a calf before it can stand or walk? It can usually stand and walk as soon as it's born. A few little trivia questions here. What's a newborn calf eat? Of course, mother's milk. And how much do newborn calves usually weigh? Between 55 and 90 pounds. Again, that's compliments of the National Ag in the Classroom program. Judge today is Chris Polson. All right. Beef feeder calves starting first here. I think we're ready to go. Here we go. First class underway.
All right, good morning. Our first class in the ring will be our beef feeder class. And I'd like to welcome our judge today, Chris Polzine. And Chris and his family have the Polzine Cattle and Embryo Center in Darwin, Minnesota. Let's give our judge a nice welcome. And again today we have our helpers, the Dressen family, Brianna and Caleb work in the ring, and Jim and Pam are also lining up. Thank you to them. Thank you to everybody that came today to watch the show. It's great to see you all on the stand. Thank you to all the exhibitors that every year makes this beef show great, and their families, their mom and dads, their grandma and grandpas, aunts and uncles.
Getting underway with our first class this morning. Those of you watching on our Facebook page, let us know where you're watching from. Put that in the comment section. Welcome. I saw some folks from Baldwin watching this morning.
On deck should be our lot 2, our dairy feeder calves.
Well, good morning. What a beautiful morning to get started here in Pierce County. I think when we look at our first class, perhaps not quite as logical of a placing as it first appears to be. There's a little give and take in these first 2 calves. Obviously, there's a huge difference in what they'll weigh today, but I think we got a really big, stout, performance-oriented type of calf. Here, you love the mass and the power he brings to you. Absolutely, you'd like to neaten them up behind his shoulder, just tie them together, have them blend a little better from end to end. I think that's where the Baldy calf has an advantage there. Very structurally correct. Absolutely, he doesn't have quite the foot size or the overall mass that the first calf does at this point, but I think he's got a bright future. He'll get enough flexibility when he gets older. There's a calf that's got a lot of neat pieces. Then the young maid calf, the red heifer calf the young man's brought, I think absolutely time will be on her side. She gets a little time to fill out and get used to being in the show ring. That'll go on and be a nice project for him as well. Let's put our hands together and congratulate all 3 of these young sisters.
Winning that class, Tessa Asher. Okay, up next, our dairy feeder calf.
Now entering the ring will be lot 2, our dairy feeder calf class. The winner of the last class was Tessa Asher, Toby Schaefer, and Lane Kolendowski.
Thank you to our sponsors as well, including Adams Super Service, your Napa Gold Car Care Center downtown Durand, NTEC, your premier communications and entertainment provider Durand, Dunn Energy, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, and Synergy Co-op, your local LS and TYM tractor dealer. Visit synergy.com for more information. Please thank all of our sponsors. Give them a call, drop them an email, visit their business. Please tell them thank you for sponsoring our video streams. Without their support, without their sponsorship, we would not be here at the Pierce County Fair, or earlier this year, this month with the Dunn County Fair, also the Northern Wisconsin State Fair and the Buffalo County Fair. So please thank all of our sponsors. Very important that you do that, to let them know that their sponsorship is appreciated. As we continue on with our second class. This is dairy feeder calves. All right, we have our placement here in this second class.
you step into our dairy prospect steers, we've got a really easy place to lead out here in my estimation. An extremely well-balanced calf. When you get behind him, man, he's just got twice the amount of muscle, shape, and dimension as anything else in here. Structures up nicely. When the young lady gives us a good look at him, he pulls together really nice. Good place to lead off with. Then I think a very logical second to the calf that most nearly patterns him. Got a lot of the good quality traits as well. Then the next three, I think you got to kind of choose what you think fits or that doesn't fit. Absolutely, we're giving up some apparent weight per day of age, as we would expect in the Jersey prospect calf. But I think that's the next best structured one in terms of that. We get into a couple of calves to conclude the class. Absolutely some big performance type of cattle, but probably a little bigger than ideal for the beef industry. I realize that's probably not what these cattle are actually bred for, but give up a little structure as well. But I think we got a good set of prospect calves out here. Congratulate all these exhibitors. That's a lot of work getting those calves to this point.
Winning that class, Linnea Johnson, rather. Eddie Johnson takes second in that class.
The winner of Class 1 was Linnea Johnson. Now entering the ring is Class 2.
So Class 2, the dairy feeder calf comes into the ring. Thank you to Compeer Financial, a member-owned farm credit cooperative serving and supporting agriculture in rural communities. Visit Compeer.com for more information. Bluff Country Feed and Seed of Mondovi. Your Dairyland seed dealer. They also feature feed for your livestock. They have a brand new feed mill as well in Mondovi. Visit bluffcountryfs.com for more information. O'Galley Cheese Factory for all of your stacking needs. They feature cheese, locally made beef sticks, sausage, and more. O'Galley Cheese Factory, open 7 days a week, Highway 25 Durand. Please thank all of our sponsors as they make our broadcasts possible, our video streams possible from the Pierce County Fair. So please thank them, drop them an email, visit their business, give them a call, whatever way you can do that, and help us out and tell them thank you for supporting these broadcasts, because without the support of these sponsors, we wouldn't be here today. So please thank them for their support. We are in our dairy feeder calf lot. This is class number 2. Up next will be beef and dairy cross feeder calves. That's where we'll be at next. Those of you watching on our Facebook page, let us know where you're watching from in our comments. We've had some folks from Baldwin already checking in this morning, but let us know in the comment section where you're watching us from. Love to hear from you this morning. Looks like we have our first place winner has been decided. All right. Again, we'll have coverage of the livestock auction tonight coming up at about 6:30.
step into our next dairy prospect calf, again, I think we've got a very easy class winner out here. Calf that balances up very nicely, puts a lot of things together. I think he's right on track in terms of where we'll want him for his future endpoint. Nice calf to lead out with. Quite honestly, it gets a little challenging after that. The brown Swiss appearing calf, absolutely, he's probably one of the greener, younger appearing calves at this point. I think when we look at some of the parts and pieces he brings, he's got a nice opportunity to fill into some of those a year from now. I think he could be a nice project for this young lady. Then we get into the next 3 calves. Truthfully, I see a lot more similarities in these 3 calves than I do differences. And I think they're good enough in terms of their structure that as we give them some time on feed, these are some cattle that may move up. You may appreciate them more at that point. All 3 of these exhibitors have done a nice job of getting them out here. Let's put our hands together for all 5 exhibitors in this class.
Winning that class, Trevor Blanche, taking second, Brianna Blanche, and third was Danica Beagle. Up next will be beef and dairy cross feeder calves. Excuse me.
Now entering the ring is our lot 3, our beef and dairy cross feeder calves. Class 1.
WRDN's your home for farm news and markets throughout the entire day. We have 7 hours of farm programming Monday through Friday. It all starts off with the WRDN Morning Farm Report from 5 to 7 a.m. Farm news, farm markets, agriculture, weather, as well, and some great classic country music too. That's during the WRDN Morning Farm Report. Hourly market updates during the 9, 10, and 11 o'clock hours at about 35 past the hour. Our noon farm report at about 12:30 with an update on the markets, farm news, and our ag weather. From 1 until 3, latest news and issues from agriculture and those issues affecting the markets. Chip Fleury is in with AgriTalk, that from 1 until 3. Then it's Jesse Allen with the latest news and issues affecting rural America with America on Agriculture, that from 3 until 4. Susan Littlefield wraps up our daily programming with the Fontenelle Final Bell, where she talks with market analysts in the livestock and grain and dairy industries as well. Gets a rundown of all the markets on the day. Listen for farm news and markets throughout the entire day on AM 1430 AM stereo, WRDN, along with 107.3 FM. You can also listen online at our website at realcountry1430.com or through your Alexa device or Google Home device, even a Roku device as well. Just download the Live 365 app. And first class of the beef and dairy cross feeder calves. All right, we have our decision in this class.
Just a little background for those of us around ringside. Great to see so many people getting rounded up, by the way. So this class would be a dairy and beef cross. If you're not familiar with it, especially with the utilization of sex semen in the dairy industry, they're getting plenty of replacement cattle, so they get the chance. Hang on just a minute, young lady. Hang on just a minute. We'll get to talk about that. So they utilize the lower end of their dairy herds and breed them to beef cattle. They're trying to make a little more ideal project pair, or an animal that has more value in the beef industry. It's an added value to the dairy industry. Look at what nice quality we've got. From top to bottom, these are very useful cattle for the industry. On this particular set of cattle, young lady's calf that leads out here with, he's just, in my estimation, the best combination. Really got a lot of muscle, shape, and dimension to him. You get that animal that structures nicely. You can tell that when he enters the feedlot, he'll feed extremely well. Be a nice asset. Congratulations, young lady. You've got a nice individual there. Now we get into the next 4 placings, quite honestly, even though 2 of them are steers and 2 are heifers, well, I think they're really close. Very good quality, the right type and kind type of cattle. All these exhibitors have done a nice job out here. Just comes with some minor differences within them, but we get into the 2 heifer calves here even. Well, look at the muscle shape they've got. You can tell if they're going to be good carcass type of cattle. Then we get into the 2 steers that conclude this particular lineup. Maybe they just give up a little bit at this point. The calf that concludes this class, obviously he's the youngest individual. I wouldn't be surprised a bit that as time gets on his side, he'll slide right up in this lineup. The young man's done a nice job of bringing him out here. Let's congratulate all these exhibitors on a nice set.
All right, we'll have our next class of the beef and dairy cross feeder calves.
Winner of that class was Mary Bennett.
So Mary Bennett wins that class. Heather Bennett was second.
Of the Mary Ayers 4-H Club.
So again, class number 2 of the beef and dairy cross feeder calves coming in now.
Now entering the ring is class 2 of the beef and dairy cross feeder calves.
Watching coverage of the Pierce County Fair Beef Show this morning. I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN Radio. Hope you're enjoying the video stream today on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and website. And thank you to Numbers Are Us, Common Sense Bookkeeping and More, Certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor and Daily Money Manager. You can visit Rhonda online at numbersrus.com. Rhonda also has a booth here at the Pierce County Fair. Come on by and say hi to Rhonda and talk to her about her daily money management and how that can help you and your family. Also, the Pierce Pepin Cooperative Services, your Touchstone Energy partner. They also have a booth here at the Pierce County Fair. Find out about the Swift Current broadband being offered by Pierce Pepin Co-op. Also, Provisions Health of Durand, changing the way you experience healthcare in Durand. Find out more at provisions.health. And 24/7 in West Wisconsin Telecom, building smart fiber optic communities in the Dunn County area from the ground up. Find out more. Visit wwt.coop. Please thank all of our sponsors. Give them a call, drop them an email, visit their business, and tell them thank you for supporting our video streams. Again, without their help, we would not be able to bring you today's beef show and tonight's livestock auction from the Pierce County Fair. So please do us a favor and let our sponsors know you appreciate their sponsorship, and tell them thank you for sponsoring these video streams. Again, second class of the beef and dairy cross feeder calves. Then we'll have the champion feeder calf drive as well coming up. Again, those of you watching on our Facebook page, let us know in the comments section where you're watching us from this morning. We'd love to hear from you this morning. Getting ready for the judges' decisions here in this class, and then we'll have the champion feeder calves. We'll have that champion feeder calf drive.
We'll just step into our next class here. Well, I think we've got some real quality on the front end here also. Truthfully, these top three, as they develop and mature, they might switch around a little bit. But today, for me, it's hard to pass on the heifer calf that's a little further along in her development. But yet, for a market prospect, I think she carries as much muscle as any of the calves in this lineup. Looking to combine it with her structural correctness, I like the advantages she brings to lead off today. Heifer in second pushes her pretty hard in terms of a lot of things. Just gives up a little of the structural correctness, especially from her hip back. Just gets a little more awkward in terms of her movement. Probably the intriguing calf in this lineup is the young lady steer coming out here. I think we give him a little more time to develop. He isn't quite as stout appearing as the heifer calves that preceded him today, but he might be one that'll surprise you when we get him developed. Now we get down the lineup at 4 and 5. Perhaps the beef side of the equation is coming from a little different sire group in here in these next two steers, but I think they're useful in terms of their type and kind. Look like a little easier feeding type of cattle, if you will. Maybe not designed to be quite as high cutability at the end, but I think if you're looking at some kind of limited feed resources, they may have some advantages there. Then the young man's speckled calf that kind of finishes up this lineup today. Well, that's not taking anything away from this calf. I think he's on target in terms of what the industry will want. Just doesn't have quite the combination of the pop at this point, but I think when he gets a little time, he may be more competitive and slide himself on up the lineup as well. Congratulations to all these exhibitors. Let's put our hands together for them.
The winner of Class 2 goes to Nora Johnson from Town and Country. At this time, we will pick our champion feeder calf and our reserve champion feeder calf.
Again, Nora Johnson, winner of that class. In second, Margaret Johnson. So now it's championship drive for the feeder calves here. So these are the first and seconds from our feeder calf classes.
All right, at this time in the ring, we will be picking our champion and reserve champion feeder calf.
So these first ones here are our champions, and so we will pick the other ones in the line are.
Well, before we get into discussing these cattle, let's give these young exhibitors a round of applause. Wasn't it great to see this many feeder cattle out here? That's what we kind of discussed. There's little differences, obviously, between the beef calves, the true dairy cattle, and then the combination of beef and dairy feeder calves. But I think that's a really good part of the industry. All these cattle have a lot to bring to the beef business, per se. The show I judged yesterday, I'll be honest, the dairy steer and the crossbred dairy steer gave the beef steer absolutely all he could handle when we got to the final drive. And I think in these prospect calves, it's very similar. All these class winners, I think, represent a lot of quality out here. We got a couple in the second place drive that I think are good cattle as well. So I think what I'm looking for is just a combination of what represents itself well, will be an attribute to the industry. I think it's very close. I'll go out and take one more look and congratulate your champions. Put your hands together for all this division. Boy, it was a lot of fun.
Your grand champion feeder calf is Tessa Asher. Her exhibit. And the reserve champion feeder calf belongs to Leanna Johnson. So congratulations to both of those exhibitors. Now move on to our market beef and animal meat sale. So we'll start with lightweight market steers coming up after we clear the ring here. And those of you watching our beef show this morning on our Facebook page, let us know in the comment section where you're watching us from this morning. Love to hear from you. Hope you're enjoying the video stream today.
Champion feeder calf went to Tessa Asher from the Olivet Otters. Reserve champion feeder calf went to Linnea Johnson of the Town and Country. Congratulations. Next in the ring, we'll start with our market beef animals. We will start with our lightweight market steers, weighing in from 1108 to 1232.
Please thank all of our sponsors as well this morning. And thank you to Chippewa Valley Energy, supporting the youth of the 4-H and FFA throughout the Chippewa Valley and serving the Valley since 1922. Find out more at ChippewaValleyEnergy.com. Wisconsin Credit Union, serving members for over 80 years. Visit them at wisconsincu.org. Also, Sunny Skies CBD, downtown Durant. Visit their website at sunnyskiescbd.com. Find out about all the different CBD products to help you and your family, and including your pets too. That's right. And that's at sunnyskiescbd.com. Please thank all of our sponsors as they make our video streams possible. Give our sponsors a call or send them an email. Visit their business, even better yet, and tell them thank you for supporting our video streams. Can't stress that enough, that without the support of these businesses, we wouldn't be here. So please let our business sponsors know that you appreciate these video streams and tell them thank you for supporting our broadcasts. Welcome to those of you from Pepin this morning. And welcome to Marty Severson, my longtime colleague from La Crosse. Worked with him in radio. For those of you who don't know Marty Severson, he's the guy that convinced everybody to put their phones in a bag during April Fools of the 80s. I think it was 85, 86. He convinced people to put their phone in a bag because they were cleaning the phone lines and, don't want dust in your house. I wonder if we could try that gag now. You have to put your modem in a bag because the fiber optic lines are being blown out. Again, first class of lightweight market steers weighing 1,108 pounds to 1,232 pounds. Then we're in our lightweight market steers weighing 1,108 pounds to 1,232 pounds. Looks like we're down to our last three. Okay, a little more trivia here as we wait for our next decision. Well, how old are calves when they are weaned? Well, that would be about 6 months old. What are the people who care for weaned calves called? Stockers or backgrounders? Okay. I don't know. Brianna worked on a dairy farm. I don't know. Shoot, they didn't call her that, but okay. What do cattle eat during backgrounding? Mostly grasses and or other plants that they find on the range. All right. Okay, looks like we have our first place. We'll go to Tessa Asher. Eli Roll will take second place in the class.
Well, I apologize for taking an extra minute in this class, but if you haven't been around this particular project, you'd be shocked at how much time goes into it from the time these young exhibitors selected these projects and all the decisions that have to be made along the way. Starting with when do we castrate them, do we give them enough mass, but yet don't get them bullying their appearance, how do we feed them, what shows our target end weight, how do we manage their hair and condition. I think it's pretty close here up on top. We got the young lady who just brought the steer out. I think that's the one, boy, when she can get him to stop and set up, he gives you the quote-unquote show steer look, if you will, in terms of being a long body, got a big stout hip in him, and an individual that's got a lot of muscle to him. Now the steer in second, boy, if he can get him set up and give you a look, which has been a challenge here, when you get his head up and balance him up, I think he can give that first steer everything he can handle in terms of being perhaps a little nicer balanced individual. You know, he's not quite as extended through his front 1/3, but when he gives you a look, he'll tie everything together. Now the steer in third, undoubtedly, here's the big-bodied, heavy muscle steer. I mean, he's got a lot of condition on him. I think I would be a bit surprised if he'd open up with the largest eye in the group, perhaps by a ways. That's a really nice individual. Perhaps not the wowie look. He gets getting a little full into his front end. Doesn't move quite as well as the steers above him, but man, that's a powerhouse. Now we get into the steers that's coming in here next. Give up a little bit of the wow factor, the show steer look, if you will. But I think in terms of practicality and usefulness, the steer coming out here, absolutely you'd like to change him a little in terms of structure on his rear 1/3. But I think when you look at him, I think he's got a lot of usefulness to him. The bigger, stretchier steer coming out next. We'd like to realign him through his front end especially. He gets a little over up at his knee to be competitive as we get him marching more towards his end weight. That's kind of an interesting steer that wraps up this particular class. He probably needs the most days on feet yet to reach his ideal end point. Doesn't have quite the middle and the capacity that some of the other cattle do, but I think there's a lot of good in him nonetheless. Put your hands together for a nice pair of group of steers.
And Tessa Asher winning that class.
Winner of that class goes to Tessa Asher from Olivet Otters. Second was Eli Roll from St. Croix Stars. And third goes to Amber Meyer of Country Partners. Next in the ring will be our first class of medium weight steers. We have 3 classes today. The first class of medium weight steers, the weight range is from 1256 to 1297.
Watching continuing coverage of the Beef Show from the Pierce County Fair. Brian Winnekins from WRDN Radio in Durand, Wisconsin with you this morning. Thank you for joining us on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and also our website as well at realcountry1430.com. Please thank our sponsors as well, including Dunn Energy, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, NTEC, your premier communications and entertainment provider, and Adams Super Service, your Napa Gold Car Care Center downtown Durand. Please give our sponsors a call or send them an email, visit their business, and tell them thank you for supporting our video streams. Without the support of these businesses and organizations, wouldn't be here with our coverage of the Beef Show from the Pierce County Fair. And those of you watching on our Facebook page, let us know in the comments section where you're watching us from today. Pepin, Baldwin, La Crosse all checking in. So let us know in the comments section. Love to hear from you this morning. If you missed yesterday's hog show, the swine show is now available on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN. And you can like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell for future notifications. We'll have the Beef Show up on the YouTube channel as well. If you missed any part of today's show, that'll be available for you to watch at a later date. That'll be available on our YouTube channel here later this afternoon. The livestock auction, we'll have that tonight, and we'll also have that as well saved. And then tomorrow's dairy show as well will be saved on our YouTube channel as well at Durand Broadcasting WRDN. We are in the medium weight market steers. Our first class of that, weighing from 1,256 to 1,297 pounds. Okay, where do beef cattle go after backgrounding? Well, that would be the feedlot or the feed yard. And what do the cattle eat at feedlots? Grain and hay. This compliments of the National Ag in the Classroom. How long do the beef cattle spend at the feedlot? 4 to 6 months. As we continue our coverage here of the beef show from the Pierce County Fair, we are in our first class of medium weight market steers, weighing 1,256 to 1,297 pounds.
Step up in weight division here. I think we've got a pair of nice steers up on top. A lot of similarities to these two in terms of having a lot of dimension, muscle down their top. Both really long to get up and handle them on their loin. I think the differences in the two, the silver appearing steer, boy, when he gets him parked, you really like the look that he gives you. Excuse me. You like the look that he gives you in terms of being long through his front 1/3, switches out. Well, now when he gets out on the move, absolutely, we'd like to change him and how he's constructed, starting up on his hip, just square him up a little bit, make him a little sure-footed on his rear legs. That being said, I think we got a nice place to lead off with. Now a little more modern in terms of his frame size, in terms of the black steer here in second. Absolutely, he's maybe got a slight advantage on his rear legs, but no, he's probably not quite ideal there either, but the young lady's got him presented to us well. Then I think these next four steers, quite honestly, there's a little more give and take in my estimation. The red steer coming out here, really a long body, clean made type individual. Now we get your hands on him and the blonde steer both, or they can use some more days on feed before they get to their ideal end point. But I think he's got an advantage in terms of structure above the steer, especially right next to him. Now, on the other hand, a little more market-ready option the young lady will bring to us here, just a little plainer in his look, if you will, but I think still a very quality carcass there. I can talk about the blonde steer. Man, he gives you a good look. There's a lot of structure here, a little more maternal in his appearance, if you will, but I think an individual, we get him a couple 100 pounds down the road, he gets a chance to fill out and stoughten up, he'll be a nice option as well. Then just a little more traditional appearance steer here to wrap up this particular class, but I think very useful. The young ladies brought us calf that's the right type of kind. Probably just doesn't combine things quite as nicely as the steers, especially on the top end of this class. Nice set of steers throughout, really good pair up top. Let's put our hands together for these exhibitors.
Winner of Class 1 of our medium weight steers goes to Henry Volk, Croy Stars.
In second, Hadley Colson. And in third, Madison Rasmussen in that class. Up next, medium weight market steers, Class 2, weighing 1,339 to 1,408 pounds coming into the ring. Hope you're enjoying our video streams this morning of the beef show from the Pierce County Fair, and our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN, our Facebook page at WRDN 1430 AM stereo and 107.3 FM, and also our website at realcountry1430.com. Those of you watching on our Facebook page, if you can send us a note of where you're watching us from. Put that in the comments section. Love to hear from you this morning. Baldwin, La Crosse, Pepin all checking in this morning. Now we have a couple of steers here in this medium weight market class that are kind of cranky this morning. Want to know how AM radio can really sound? Well, if you're out of the listening area, visit our website at realcountry1430.com and listen to us through our streaming audio. What you're actually listening to when you listen to our streaming audio is an AM radio. That's right, an over-the-air AM stereo radio. And that's how AM should and can sound if the vehicle manufacturers would actually activate the AM stereo in their receivers. So you can see how AM radio can really sound, and then let the vehicle manufacturer of your choice know that, hey, why don't you put in decent receivers in those $75,000 vehicles you're selling that can drive themselves? It's really not that hard. You already have the equipment. Pretty simple to do. Just program the radio to do it. Again, we are in the medium weight market steers class 2, 1,339 to 1,408 pounds. Milo Schaefer will take first in this class. Taking second, Clayton Hooperts. And in third, Justin Meyer. So those are our top three in Class 2 medium weight market steers, weighing 1,339 to 1,408 pounds. Our judge will give us his reasoning here coming up.
Doesn't probably just jump out at you. He's not wanting to cooperate 100%. But when you get in and study the basics of it, there's just a lot of good in them. Truthfully, there's not a lot of things you look at that you'd want to totally change about him. Just a little bit later, maybe, if you will, through his front end. Maybe gives the appearance he was cut just a little bit later in life. Boy, you get a big stout-ended individual. Now the steer in second, undoubtedly, he gives you, young man gets him set up, he'll give you that little cooler type of look. If I could change him from his hip back, I think I'd probably switch that pair. Gets a little base narrow when he goes away from you. More importantly, just gets a little choppy on his stride, particularly on his left rear passer, and he'll just get a little up on it. The steer that concludes this particular class doesn't jump out at you in any regard. When you look at it, just a really, if you had a pen of these type of cattle that has this kind of condition and the ability to grade with where the beef market is currently at, well, that'd probably kind of keep you in business. Young man's done a good job here bringing us a nice quality steer. Congratulations to all these exhibitors in our middleweight steer class. Put our hands together for them.
So up next, medium market steers class 3, weighing 1,448 to 1,487 pounds. Boy, now we're starting to get into the big boys here. And thank you to our beef show sponsors, our video sponsors, including Alcivia Co-op, a leading member-owned agriculture fuel cooperative serving Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois. Visit alcivia.com. SFB Security Financial Bank, where electronic banking is easy. Visit sfbank.com. And Prime Realty, visit their website at primerealtymidwest.com. Prime Realty of Durand, they are the area's #1 home seller. Please thank all of our sponsors. Can't stress this enough. Give them a call, drop them an email, visit their business. Tell them thank you for supporting these video streams, because without their support, we would not be here today. So please give all of our sponsors a call or an email or something like that. Let them know that their sponsorship is appreciated and also is important too. So please do that for us, as it's been our pleasure so far this summer, the whole month of July here, to be able to provide you streaming coverage from not only the Pierce County Fair, but also Dunn County Fair, Buffalo County Fair, Northern Wisconsin State Fair. And many of our sponsors have been with us since really 2020, when we first did this at the Dunn County Fair. In the middle of the pandemic, they were just going to have the shows for the exhibitors, and only their parents could come. And so we were able to do the video streams back in 2020. And a lot of these folks that are with us now even were at the very beginning. And it was so popular and so well received, we've done it ever since and expanded it. And I mean, this year even, now there's video streams from the livestock shows at the Wisconsin State Fair. So it's kind of cool that we were kind of one of the leaders in doing something like that. But again, none of that would have happened without the help of all of our sponsors, and also our fair boards too. Let the fair board here at the Pierce County Fair know that thank you for accommodating us. Tell them thank you for that as well. I have one steer that's like going, yeah, you're going to make me walk around? Darn it. I was really comfortable where I was at, but all right, I'll go. Well, that one steer's like it needs a little bit more of a push start here. Well, let's go. He's like, no, I don't. You know what? I'm not doing this. I know how you feel, pal. Again, this is medium weight market steers class 3, 1,448 to 1,487 pounds. For me, I did not show when I was a kid in 4-H or FFA. I did help on my great uncle's farm, but I did not show because those cows were like incredibly large. These steers are incredibly large in my book. It's like, wow. Looks like we do have our top 3. Those of you watching on our Facebook page this morning, let us know in the comments section where you're watching us from. Love to hear from you this morning. On this beautiful Friday morning. We do, by the way, for those of you in western Wisconsin, in the WRD and listening area as well, we are under a severe weather threat later this afternoon. 5 to 8 is what the Weather Service is saying. We could have high winds and hail, a main threat. Our staff meteorologist, Corey Hartman, keeping an eye on all of that for us. And we'll keep you up to date as well on the weather. But there is a severe weather threat for our region this afternoon. Looks like we're pretty much set here after this class. Going to the heavyweight market steers from 1,516 pounds to 1,550 pounds. As we're waiting for, there's another show going on as well in this barn, so we're waiting for that part to get done, and then our judge will jump on the PA and give us his reasons for his decisions.
Well, as we step into these heavyweight steers, absolutely the differences get kind of magnified. But congratulations to these kids to get them that far along, to get all this pulled together, and these younger exhibitors trying to hang on to these large steers. When we get into these first 2, I think we got a really good pair of steers. I don't think they're identical to one another by any stretch. I'll kind of tell you the differences I see. The young ladies, I like the advantage it's got in terms of being a little longer sided, especially got an advantage in terms of length from hooks to pins. Depositing is conditioned nicely. And I think relative to the second steer, you gets out and handles himself a little better on the move. No, he's not ideal, but a lot of times when we get to this point in time, especially on his front legs, I'd like to just square him up a little bit. Now the big massive steer here in second, well, if you want one that'll blow you away in terms of mass, dimension, and power, he's undoubtedly got it. He's very far into the choice grade at a minimum, probably even further than that. Just gets a little refined or more jammed up through his front 1/3. Deposits his condition a little unevenly in his underline, but I think a nice individual up there as well. Now we get into a little give and take, quite honestly, in the next 4 steers. Just a very useful type individual the young lady's got here. In terms of structure, I think he's holding together well, getting up at this end point. Then we get into the Hereford appearing steers. Certainly isn't going to, looks like I'm picking on the Hereford type of cattle, but it's not. When we look at the 3 relative to one another, it's simply a muscle advantage on the young lady's steer here. He's got a lot of shape and expression to him. And the 2 that conclude the class here, they just give up a little bit in terms of balance and overall correctness and dimension relative to the cattle above them. Let's put our hands together for all these exhibitors. Nice group of heavyweights here.
The winner of our Class 3 middleweights first goes to Leah Asher of Olivet Otters. Second goes to Toby Schaefer, also of Olivet Otters. Congratulations.
So now we move.
Next in the ring will be our heavyweight class of market steers. Those steers coming in will be weighing from 1516 to 1550.
All right, the real big boys now coming in. So we continue on with our beef show this morning. Okay, well, here in Wisconsin, of course, farm income, one of the top, agriculture is the #1 industry in Wisconsin. Dairy is the #1 part of the #1 industry, about $48–49 billion. Well, in Utah, what's the leading source of farm income in Utah? No, it's not marijuana either. That's Colorado, but a nice guess, though. It's obviously beef cattle. All right. Okay. Why do ranchers move cattle from place to place? Well, it's to make sure that the cattle have enough to eat and drink. Now, of course, a lot of beef production out west might be out on the range, so they move them around. May not be like here in Wisconsin where you have that farm right there. How do ranchers identify their cattle? Either ear tags or, of course, a brand. Here we can tell, just by even in this class, I can tell everyone does the ear tag deal. As we continue on here with our heavyweight class. Okay, who inspects beef? Well, there's actually 2 groups of people that will inspect beef. The Food and Safety and Inspection Service of USDA, of course, they will inspect beef. You also have state inspected beef as well. So the states can do it. There's some packing plants here in Wisconsin that may only be state inspected, not federally inspected. So they are only allowed to sell within the state.
On deck should be our market beef heifers.
Be listening for local news 4 times a day, 7, 8, noon, and 4 on WRDN. You can also listen online at our website, realcountry1430.com. If you have an Android or Android device, and also an Alexa device, you can listen to us via Alexa, Apple CarPlay, Google Home, along with even Roku. If you have a Roku stick on your smart TV, just download the Live 365 app and do a search for WRDN. You can have us through our smart TV as well. Then we're in our heavyweights. Thank you to Synergy Co-op, your local LS and TYM tractor dealer. Visit synergycoop.com for more information. Compeer Financial, a member-owned farm credit cooperative serving and supporting agriculture and rural communities. Visit compeer.com for more information. And Bluff Country Feed and Seed, your Dairyland seed dealer. They also feature feed for your livestock as well. They have a brand new feed mill in Mondovi. Visit bluffcountryfs.com for more information. Like we're down to our last two.
Definitely turned up the heat here as we get into the heavyweight market steers. Very similar to the last class, where we've got a really different pair up top. Tremendous amount of quality in both these individuals. We couldn't draw a pair that's much different than these two. Before we get them totally lined up, I just want to explain what I see in them. The young lady steer, undoubtedly, man, here's a long body steer. When she gets it set up like that, gives you a tremendous look. Get up on top of him and handle him. There's more length of loin in particular and depth and width that you expect on him. Really a big-ended individual. Has got a lot of power to him. Has definitely the eye appeal and balance standpoint. Yep, when we get this one out, we'd like to give him a little more flex on his rear pastures, but with that, he's getting out and covering a lot of ground. Now the young man steer, he absolutely could not make one any wider base and more powerfully constructed than this. It starts out with a lot of arm and forearm muscle mass. Undoubtedly, he comes into a little bit of shoulder with that. Man, you get up on top of him, you talk about a steer that's going to open up with an incredible number in terms of ribeye measurement. I'd be curious to know what that would be. You get behind him, you just see all the mass and power. Comes down into a lot of foot size, a lot of bone to him. The interest here that's that incredibly massive, he can get out and handle himself and get moved around. Absolutely, he's probably he's ready to be harvested. But I think a lot of differences in these two. Similar to the last class, I like the overall look and eye appeal of the steer to lead off with. We're going to go with the big massive one in second. Congratulations on a really nice pair of steers to lead off with. Then we come into the remainder of this class, and I think the young lady's black steer out here, you really get to studying him. Excuse me. There's a lot of good in this calf as well. Get up on top of him in terms of muscle shape and dimension. When you talk about a carcass type steer, I think he's got a lot of good to him. She's presented him very nicely. Just ran into an extremely stout class. One of the nice steers we've truly seen throughout the morning so far. Then we get into the pair of red steers here. Again, there's a lot of good in them. Some steers that have gotten to this weight, they've handled themselves well in terms of structure. They're putting on their fat fairly uniformly. Both exhibitors have done a nice job. Let's put our hands together for a great class of heavyweight market steers.
All right, coming up, we'll have our market heifers.
Winner of our heavyweight class, first place goes to Cora Kapasky, second place to Adam Kapasky. Now entering the ring will be our market beef heifers, weighing 1167 to 1310.
All right, so our market heifers now into the ring.
After the market heifer class, we will be picking our top 5 market animals. So if you were from the light, the medium classes, and the heavyweight classes.
Watching continuing coverage of our beef show from the Pierce County Fair this morning. I'm Brian Winnekins. Hope you're enjoying our video streams this morning. And thank you to O'Galley Cheese Factory. Visit O'Galley Cheese for all of your snacking needs. They feature cheese, locally made beef sticks, sausage, more pizzas, ice cream, and more. That's O'Galley Cheese Factory. Open 7 days a week. Highway 25 Durand. Numbers are us, common sense bookkeeping, and more, along with being a certified QuickBooks Pro advisor for businesses. Rhonda's a daily money manager for personal folks, and you can visit Numbers Are Us online at numbersareus.com, or you can visit Rhonda here at the Pierce County Fair. She has a booth in the Round Barn. Find out more about daily money management. And also Pierce Pepin Cooperative Services, your Touchstone Energy partner. Visit Pierce Pepin Co-op as well here at the Pierce County Fair. Please thank all of our sponsors. They make our video streams possible this morning. Give them a call, drop them an email, visit their booth here at the fair. Tell them thank you for supporting these video streams, because without their help, it's pretty simple. We would not be able to bring you coverage from not only the Pierce County Fair, but also Dunn County Fair, Buffalo County Fair, and the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. So taking the champion market heifer, Cora Kapatsky. In second, Emma Brown. Third, Andrew O'Connor.
Well, what a treat here in the market heifer class. I think there's quite a few to see us spend a little extra time, especially these black heifers. There's a little give and take, but we'll get down to that. Man, what a nice one to lead off here with. We got a heifer that's just incredible in terms of having some mass and power, dimension to her. This young lady gets her set up. You like the way she's put together through her front 1/3 for how much dimension she's got. When you get behind her, you really appreciate the way she blends coming out of her shoulder. Got some forerib to her, a lot of bone and foot size to her. Really a powerfully made, good looking market heifer here to lead off with. Now the young lady's heifer in second, man, what a tremendous look she gives to you. You get up on top of her, there's a lot of muscle shape and dimension there. I think she's, again, a really high quality one, though she doesn't have quite the center dimension in the flank that the heifer in second gives to us. I think that makes this particular pair pretty close. The heifer in third here, it's just a little cleaner. In comparison up through her front 1/3, when the young man kind of lets her get her head down, she'll break a little at her top, push her tail head up a little, but that's being nitpicking on a really pretty nice one. Then the young lady, to conclude this particular class, at a lot of county fairs, if we had a market heifer this good come in, we'd think that we were really had a nice one. So I feel bad for it. It's just a particularly tough class, but a heifer that's right there in the thick of it. Let's give our hands, put our hands together for a tremendous group of market heifers.
At this time, I'd like Addison Niedermeyer to enter the ring with her beef steer. Yeah. Addison is from the Olivet Otters, and she is our winner of our market beef steers for rate of gain. Her steer, yeah, give her a great hand of applause. Her steer gained 3.915 average daily gain. Congratulations, Addison.
Wow, very nice. Championship time.
Our champion of our market heifer went to Cora Kapatsky. Reserve grand champion market dairy heifer went to Emma Brown. Our market beef heifers, champion Cora Kapatsky, reserve champion Emma Brown.
It's championship time for the market
At this
animals.
time, we're going to be picking our top 5 overall market beef animals.
All right, championship time here in the market animal. Naming of the reserve and grand champion. They'll also have They give plaques as well for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Again, looking for our grand champion market animal here. We have one that's a little cranky right now.
I know we got a lot of show left here, but first of all, I'd like to thank Pierce County for giving me the opportunity. I always enjoy coming over and working with your young people. I know we got breeding cattle and showmanship, and we got a lot of day left, but what a beautiful drive for me. One of my favorite things to do is get up early in the morning and drive and kind of watch the sun come up. This morning was even better. I got to enjoy that view from the passenger seat. I had a chauffeur this morning that makes it a lot more fun, so I could kind of catch up on some phone stuff where I've been busy judging. I had a couple shows yesterday, so what a great group of steers you've had come out here. Tremendous for your county to see that many numbers in the feeder calf show, this many numbers in the beef steer or beef market animal show so far. But especially as I think back, I've gotten the opportunity to come over here and work with your young people a number of times. Well, the quality continues to ramp up throughout the classes. There's just been a lot of good quality cattle through here already. Gets me excited for being a breeding cattle guy, getting to see what the rest of the day will bring. On these cattle, I won't necessarily discuss them individually, but hopefully we've kind of done that, went through them in class. But if you look at the type and kind, just look for something that's got a lot of meat, muscle into it. Boy, anytime we can add some structural correctness, get a little show ring appeal to it, is definitely a bonus. I think we've had a super number of quality individuals out here. I'm excited to see the top 5. We'll get them lined up in the middle of the ring, so you can kind of see if the type and kind I was looking for throughout the morning comes together when they get that far. But with no further ado, put your hands together for all these exhibitors, and I'll line you up the top 5.
All right. Gonna get our decision here with our and there is your grand champion on the far end. That will be Cora Kapatsky. So congratulations to Cora Kapatsky with the grand champion market animal here at the 2003 Pierce County Fair Beef Show. And Adam Kapatsky, looks like is double check that. All right. Adams actually coming in second. Or in third, rather. Okay, so we have the clarification now for Cora Kapatsky. She ends up doing quite well here. Her grand champion market animal is her market heifer, and her reserve grand champion market steer. So she gets a reserve grand champion as well with her market steer. So congratulations to Cora Kapatsky. She's done a very, very nice job. Adam Kapatsky takes third place. Emma Brown fourth. And in fifth today is Eli Roll. So congratulations to our top 5 finishers here at the 2003 Pierce County Fair Beef Show. We'll be stepping aside here after this as well, and we will be returning this afternoon or later this evening for the livestock auction. We will have coverage of the livestock auction starting at about 6:25 this evening from the Pierce County Fair. But again, congratulations to Cora Kapatsky. She is the grand champion and the reserve grand champion market animal from the 2003 Pierce County Fair. From the Pierce County Fair until later this evening at about 6:25, I'm Brian Winnekins. Have a great day.
Our grand champion market animal goes to Cora Kapatsky with her market heifer.